you make your first song and you don't know how to make music, it's like magic. Like you created something out of nothing and it feels awesome. And when people listen to music and they connect with it because they have experienced same things, or because they fall in love with the melody, or because they really like the beat, it creates a meaning for the music to exist because it's important for them. I'm Raúl Sotomayor, an artist from Mexico City. I go by the name of Tonga Conga. I also have a project called Sotomayor, which is a project that I do with my sister. And in the lo-fi world, I go as Flora Vida. I wanted to make music that you could hear it and know that it comes from Mexico, and sing in Spanish and try to take these rhythms from the past and make them contemporary. I always admired these non-musicians, like not having a 4-piece band on stage, like just having 2 DJs and working with samples and machines. And I started with drums, so I'm kind of in love with percussion. And I don't have like a theoretical training into music. It just comes from DJing. Like, how can you make music out of 2 pieces of vinyl? And it's different when you learn music notation, structures of a song in composition first. Like, these are tools, but at the same time they are walls. Because sometimes it's hard to get out of that box. And when you're not in the box, things become really interesting. I think the most important thing when you're working with someone else is to find that middle spot where both worlds just collide. With Mabiland, for example, we made this song like long distance, and then when we released it, she came to Mexico. And it was so awesome how she talked about music or about life. And it was just like looking in a mirror, you know, like we have similar minds working to find like the same objective.
Diablo.
Colaborar en sí, en la música, para mí es un intercambio energético. Es para mí como cómo me siento a la hora de juntarme con la otra persona, la energía, la visión y el sentir por el arte. Toda la canción se siente como eso, que hubo una conexión inmediata y yo me divertí mucho y de verdad que chimba.
It's actually a really simple track because it's just the bass, the simple house groove, and it all came from just chopping this sample, and suddenly the idea just was there. It's just Cuban bolero on a piano, where I just choose like this really small loop. There wasn't much more to do for this, so I started putting percussions just to get the ideas of what I want, and then I'll go to a studio and re-record the stuff. That's where my friend Orestes comes to play.
Para meterle 3 y... Esto es una quijada de burro de la tradición afromexicana. Es un instrumento real, orgánico. Y lo bonito es, tradicionalmente no sacrifican los animales para construirlo, sino esperan a que muera por causa natural. Y nosotros en el disco de Raúl la usamos para hacer muchos tipos de percusiones, ¿no? Tenemos varios sonidos. Tenemos esto. Tenemos esto. Tenemos esto.
It looks like I compress these hits, and they are not. He always gives me like the same amount of power in each hit. Look at these timbale hits. They all look exactly the same.
siento que la magia de este proyecto es que tú traías como ciertas ideas percutivas, rítmicas en loops que recreamos y que yo después traté de mejorar.
Tú eres como una parte muy importante de esta colaboración, aunque no eres el artista que está cantando en el track, porque estás aportando ideas también, y eso tiene que ver como con un entendimiento con el arte, o sea, con nosotros como artistas o como músicos o como amigos o lo que sea. O sea, como que tienes que crear una relación primero con quien sea que estés trabajando para que se cree ese entendimiento y que después las cosas que pasen en el estudio tengan coherencia.
¡Haga así! Oye, para gozar. Dímelo, dímelo, dímelo.
Living in Mexico is kind of hard because there are not a lot of opportunities. But then music turns into an escape for you as a musician and for the people that listen. This thing that we are building together as Mexicans can only happen in Mexico because of how parties are here in Mexico and how we experience music. Everyone being so different makes like the music scene like so interesting. And right now it's becoming a cosmopolitan city. It wasn't like that, but right now I feel that there's a lot of people coming from other countries to share everything here and just working to build the city into this culturally important thing. It's awesome to see how this city is booming. We are out for making good music and just seeing it as a social tool of change that will be important with time. I tend to see life as a sketchbook. I try just to record everything because I know that I'm gonna just go there and cut it, and if it's not perfect then I'm gonna quantize it, and I'm gonna distort it, and I'm gonna change pitch to it. Sometimes I start a song with a sample, or sometimes I will start with a drum beat, or sometimes I'll start with melody. You don't need to have a perfect idea. Just record it and then delete it and then record something and just start putting things on the table and then it starts working. ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué?
Quiero tomarlo, quiero tomarlo, quiero tomarlo. ¿Para qué? ¿Para qué?
Aquí estabas haciendo una voz como agudita. The important thing is not the ratio of how many songs I finish, it's more the consistency. It just matters that you are doing it. And when you're just starting, you're waiting for inspiration to come, and that's not how things work. Sometimes there are weeks or months where you're not being productive, and whatever beat you make, you feel like it's trash. And sometimes work just falls into your head and you have so much work that you don't even have time to worry about things like that, so you have to learn to finish. I'm looking for sounds that are like weird, like non-conventional, and it's difficult to get interesting sounds. I remember when I started making music, I tried to make everything sound clean and proper and not clipping, and not distort things, like having proper recordings. And now it's like, how much can we clip it or distort it, or how much can we stretch it and it's still gonna sound good? O sea, digo, igual sí podemos hacer B-roll aquí. Sí. O sea, ¿en cuánto lo tienen, güey?
Precio para ti.
We're getting the discounts.
Sigue saturación.
Está hermoso eso, güey.
Pura saturación armónica ahí. Sí, súper. Y además, por ejemplo, también te la podrás acá medio bañar. Vas sacando la tarjeta.
I could buy something. Not that one. That one's too
What?
expensive. I'm going crazy this week.
muchas gracias por tu compra.
Yes, a ti. It sounds like a third cliche, but live did change my life. Because I wouldn't be a music producer if it wasn't for live. The idea of just having this whiteboard, which is live, give me the tool to actually be able to make music. When I bought my first push, that basically changed all my workflow. It made it so easy for me to understand how to make a song. Like, I would love to just go into the piano and just and awesome, that's perfect, and that's not how I work. Like, for me, it's the most difficult part, how to achieve chord progressions that actually work on a piece of music.
Right now we're just like making something random, but we're just not thinking about it too much. My philosophy is that if it sounds good, it's good. There's no rules. I think that everybody is a different world. And collaborating gives you the opportunity to get inside someone else's world.
That's the most Mexican noise. They sell this thing called camotes.
It's like sweet potato, and then they have this like car with
Like
leña.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. You should try it.
Ojos dicen calor, quema todo arde.
The goal is not always to just finish the work. The goal sometimes is to have a specific type of work. It doesn't matter how you are doing it, or which is the right way or the wrong way. It just matters that you are doing it all the time. Because at this point, making music became my job. But that's not why I'm making music ultimately. If I die tomorrow, I wanted to leave something that will be important with time. Music is not going to pollute the world because it doesn't actually exist. I do see myself as an old man making music and yelling to kids, like. So I understand that in my life I'm gonna make 2,000, 3,000 songs. It's like really important to not get discouraged with the first song you make. I think it has more to do with what you're gonna do in a lifetime.